Hi, I'm Randy Ashdown. Got a new product for you. Going to check out this morning. This is the auto air controller. This thing is a state-of-the-art mini computer for your air ride suspension. Let's check it out. Here we have the controller. Nice small unit. It'll fit under your seat or underneath one of the side covers. Got a plug for a sensor. It's got two relay control wires for your up and down solenoids. One's for up, one's for down. It's got a battery, ground, and ignition. And then it's also got the LED display, just like our ride height monitor. The difference between this and the ride height monitor is this one actually has buttons on it to control the air up and down on your shocks. This unit too is set up for the DIY air ride, the Gabriel or Monroe shocks. It's got the sensor that piggybacks on the shock, and that's how it tells the ride height. Again, this doesn't work on air pressure, it works on ride height, shock length. It too is adjustable for different size shocks. If you're running a soft tail with 2.5 inches of travel, or these shocks here with almost 5 inches of travel. Similar to the ride height monitor, you've got the lower setting here where you lower your bike down to the very lowest setting. You push this lower button and that sets it for the low position. Then you raise your bike up either to the top of your suspension or to where you may have interference on your exhaust or your swing arm bolts, and you push this upper button and that sets the shock travel for your display. That way, no matter what size shocks you have, you'll always get the 6 LEDs at full length. This also has another nice feature. It's called auto air up. So when you find your perfect ride height, you push both the up and the down buttons at the same time, and that programs that ride height into your controller. And it doesn't matter if you turn the bike off, it will keep that in its memory. That way when you lower your bike and you start it up, it will always go back to that ride height that you programmed in. It's got another nice feature. It's got another set of wires here for this switch. And this is to turn the auto dump on or off. And what it does is it's user selectable, and you can select it on the fly. If you're pulling in to get gas, you can turn the auto dump off and you pull in, you shut your ignition off, suspension height doesn't change, get your gas, get back on the road. So you get into town and where you're going to dismount off your bike and be around all your buddies, you turn your auto dump on, and as soon as you turn off your ignition, it dumps all the air. But remember that you've also got the auto air up, and you've programmed your favorite ride height in there. So as soon as you turn that ignition back on, your bike goes back to the same spot it was. So you've got the auto dump and the auto air up. And you can change the auto air up position at any time just by pressing the two buttons again at the same time for 1 second. You can change your programming on your height as many times as you want. You can turn your auto dump on and off anytime you want. So let's take a look at what it looks like in action. So we'll turn on the ignition. My air is set right about where I ride, between the second yellow and the first green, and it works similar to the ride height monitor. It's got a red, 2 yellows, and then 3 greens. So when you're down to 1 red or nothing, that means you've got no air in your shocks. And as you bring it up, you see that it starts counting. That's about 12.5 inches right there on my suspension, and can take it all the way up to the last green LED. And again, with the auto dump turned off, you can turn off the ignition and it doesn't do anything. It just waits for you to get back on it. But as you're driving down the road and you decide that you want this thing easier to get off of when you park, you can just turn on the auto dump like I just did, then turn off your ignition, and it dumps all the air. So now you decide it's time to leave, turn your ignition back on, and your bike goes right back to where you set it. No messing around trying to feel your favorite spot. If you got extended bags, you can always give it a little bit more going through the corners. Drop it back down when you're on the straights. You can even ride it just about wherever you want because you've got complete control over it. So that's the auto air controller. Don't forget to visit us at adownconcepts.com or on our Facebook page at adownconcepts. Give us a like on the auto air controller. Thanks.